Welcome back to Game Changers. Today, we are diving deep into the life and career of a true gentleman of the game, a man whose elegance on the pitch earned him the nickname Pinturicchio. We are talking about none other than Alessandro Del Piero. From his humble beginnings in a small Italian town to becoming the ultimate symbol of Juventus and a World Cup hero, his journey is nothing short of legendary. If you're a fan of football history and the icons who changed the game, you're in the right place. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like on this video to support the channel. Let's get into the full story of Alex Del Piero. Alessandro was born on November 9, 1974 in Conegliano, but he grew up in San Vendemiano. His childhood was modest. His father, Gino, was an electrician, and his mother, Bruna, was a housekeeper. As a child, he spent his days playing in the backyard with his friends. Interestingly, he started out as a goalkeeper. His mother wanted him to play in goal, so he wouldn't sweat as much or get injured. But his older brother, Stefano, who also had a brief professional career, told her, "Can't you see how good he is at attacking?" That intervention changed football history. He joined the local youth team of San Vendemiano in 1981, and by the age of 13, his talent was so obvious that he left home to join the youth ranks of Padova. It was a difficult move for a young boy, living in a dormitory away from his family, but his focus was unbreakable. Del Piero made his professional debut for Padova in Serie B in 1992, appearing as a substitute at just 17 years old. It didn't take long for the giants of Italian football to notice him. Both AC Milan and Juventus were interested, but in 1993, the legendary Giampiero Boniperti brought him to Turin for 5 billion lire. This was the start of a 19-year love affair. At first, he split time between the youth team, which he helped lead to a Primavera title, and the first team. In his first start for Juventus, he scored a hat-trick against Parma. The world realized that a new star was born. He was the perfect number 10, creative, technically gifted, and a specialist in free kicks. The legendary Gianni Agnelli, the owner of Juventus, famously compared him to the Renaissance painter Pinturicchio because of his aesthetic and refined style of play, while comparing the veteran Roberto Baggio to Raphael. The mid-90s were the years of Del Piero's absolute dominance. Under manager Marcello Lippi, he became the face of a Juventus team that conquered Italy and Europe. In the 1995-96 season, he was instrumental in Juventus winning the UEFA Champions League. He scored in 5 consecutive matches during that tournament, a feat that was almost unheard of at the time. In the final against Ajax in Rome, he played the full 120 minutes, eventually lifting the trophy that cemented his status as a global icon. This was also when he perfected his signature move, cutting in from the left wing and curling a beautiful shot into the far top corner. This area of the pitch became known as the Del Piero Zone. Defenders knew exactly what he was going to do, but his execution was so precise that they simply couldn't stop it. By 1998, Del Piero was arguably the best player in the world. He finished the season with 32 goals in all competitions, leading Juventus to another Serie A title and a 3rd consecutive Champions League final. He finished high in the Ballon d'Or rankings and was named the Serie A Footballer of the Year. However, every great story has a moment of crisis. In November 1998, just one day before his 24th birthday, Alessandro suffered a horrific knee injury against Udinese. He was out for nearly a year, undergoing surgery in the United States. Many doubted he would ever be the same. When he returned, he had lost some of his explosive pace and that electric dribbling, but he adapted. He transformed his game, becoming a more mature player, a leader, and eventually the absolute captain of Juventus. One of the most emotional moments of his career came in 2001. Just days after his father Gino passed away, Del Piero came off the bench against Bari to score a stunning solo goal. His celebration, tears in his eyes as he looked toward the sky, remains one of the most poignant images in Italian football. It proved that despite the physical toll of his injuries, his spirit was untouched. He continued to break records, eventually overtaking Giampiero Boniperti as the club's all-time leading scorer in 2006. That year would prove to be the most dramatic of his life. In the summer of 2006, Italian football was rocked by the Calciopoli scandal. Juventus was stripped of 2 titles and relegated to Serie B. While other stars fled for bigger contracts at other clubs, Del Piero stayed. He famously said, "A gentleman never leaves his lady." He led the team back to Serie A immediately, winning the top scorer title in the second division, and then, incredibly, winning the Capocannoniere title in Serie A the very next year. At age 33, he was the king of Italian football once again. For the Italian national team, Del Piero's journey was a mix of heartbreak and ultimate glory. After being blamed by some for the loss in the Euro 2000 final, he found redemption in 2006. In the World Cup semi-final against the hosts Germany, he came off the bench and scored one of the most iconic goals in Azzurri history, a clinical, curling finish in the final minute of extra time to seal a 2-0 win. In the final against France, he stepped up under immense pressure and scored his penalty in the shootout, helping Italy lift their 4th World Cup trophy. Fast forward to May 13, 2012, his final game at the Juventus Stadium against Atalanta. He scored, as he so often did, but the most remarkable part was his substitution. When he was taken off in the second half, the game literally stopped for nearly 15 minutes. Fans were in tears, throwing scarves at his feet as he took a lap of honor while the match was still technically being played. Even the opposing players stopped to applaud. He finished his Juventus career with 705 appearances and 290 goals, records that may never be broken. After Juventus, Alessandro didn't stop. He wanted to experience the world. He moved to Sydney FC, becoming a pioneer for football in Australia. His arrival changed the profile of the A-League overnight, and he continued to score world-class free kicks even in his late 30s. He later had a brief stint in India with the Delhi Dynamos, helping to promote the sport in a new market before finally hanging up his boots. Today, Del Piero lives a multifaceted life. Based in Los Angeles, he owns a successful Italian restaurant called N10 and runs his own youth football academy, ADP 10. He is also one of the most respected global analysts for Sky Sport and other major networks, known for his calm, insightful, and always respectful commentary. Alessandro Del Piero wasn't just a goal scorer. He was an artist. He showed us that you can be a fierce competitor and a respectful gentleman at the same time. Whether it was a curling free kick into the top corner or choosing to stay with his club in their darkest hour, he always did it with style. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into his incredible life and career. If you enjoyed this biography and want to see more long-form stories about the legends of the game, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Game Changers. Your support helps me keep these stories alive. Who should I cover next? Let me know in the comments below. See you in the next one.